Hey, Jason here from Simply Swider. Is your GE microwave showing a PF error code? Don't panic. This video will walk you through 5 proven solutions to fix it yourself. The best part, most PF codes can be resolved in under 5 minutes without calling a repair technician. Before we get started, if you run into any questions, jump into our Facebook group. Links in the description. We've got thousands of people helping each other fix their appliances, and I pop in there daily to help out. So the most common cause is just a temporary power hiccup. Maybe you had a brief power outage or someone flipped a breaker. The microwave's basically telling you, hey, I lost power for a second there. You'll see that PF code on the display, but here's the thing. If it was just external power loss, this fix is going to be super easy. Just hit the clear button or the off button on your touchpad. If the code disappears right away, you're golden. Normal operation can resume. You might need to reset your clock, but that's about it. I had this customer last week who called me in a panic about this PF code, and it turned out her neighbor was doing some electrical work and briefly cut power to the block. One button press, and she was back to heating up her leftovers. If the clear button doesn't work or the PF code returns within 24 hours, you have a power supply issue. Here's your 3-step test. First, plug a lamp into the same outlet. If it doesn't light up, the problem is your household electrical system. Second, check your circuit breaker panel for any switches in the middle position or pointing left. Third, unplug your microwave for exactly 60 seconds, then plug it back in. If the lamp doesn't work, bingo, it's your household power. Check your fuse box for any tripped breakers. They'll be switched to the off position or sitting in the middle. Flip them back on if you find any. If you've got an old house with actual fuses instead of breakers, look for any that are melted or blown out. Those need to be replaced with the exact same rating. Sometimes a hard reset helps too. Unplug the microwave for at least a minute or flip that circuit breaker off and back on. Way cheaper than calling someone like me out for what might be a 5-second fix. Here's where things get a bit more involved. If your microwave has zero power, no lights, no display, nothing, you might have a blown fuse inside the unit. Power surges and outages can pop these fuses, and they're designed to protect the more expensive components. Critical safety warning. Always unplug your microwave and wait at least 60 seconds before opening it. Microwaves store dangerous electrical charge even when unplugged. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the outer cover panels and access the fuse compartment. The fuse looks like a little glass tube, and if it's blown, you'll see a melted or scorched wire inside. Test it with a multimeter if you've got one. You're looking for continuity. Here's the thing though, don't just replace the fuse and call it a day. That fuse blew for a reason, usually because of a faulty door switch or some other component. Find and fix that underlying problem, or you'll be right back where you started. If you've tried everything and that PF code just won't go away, or your buttons aren't responding properly, you're probably dealing with a faulty control board. The control board is basically the brain of your microwave. It processes all your button presses and manages the heating, lighting, turntable, the whole show. When it goes bad, you'll see persistent error codes or completely unresponsive buttons. You can try checking for stuck buttons on the touchpad first. Sometimes that's all it is. But if the board itself is shot, you're looking at a replacement job. Unplug the unit, remove the panels, and here's a pro tip. Take photos of all the wiring before you disconnect anything. These boards can run anywhere from about $70 to almost 300 depending on your model, so make sure it's worth fixing versus just getting a new microwave. Door switches are one of those things that can cause all kinds of weird problems, including the PF code. These little switches prevent the microwave from running when the doors open. It's a safety thing. When they fail, they can cause power cutoffs or even short circuits that blow the main fuse. You'll notice the microwave won't start, stops mid-cycle, or the light flickers when you open the door. There are usually 3 of these switches: primary, secondary, and monitor. If one's acting up, it can trigger the protective systems and cut power to the whole unit. Again, unplug first, then inspect the door switches for any obvious damage or misalignment. Sometimes the door itself gets knocked out of alignment and the switches aren't making proper contact. This is definitely a safety critical repair, so if you're not comfortable working inside the microwave, don't be a hero, call a professional. The PF code stands for power failure. It means your microwave detected a power disruption. This could be a simple external power glitch that takes 10 seconds to clear or a more serious internal component failure. We'll start with the easiest 30-second fixes first, then move to repairs that might take an hour or more. This systematic approach will save you time and avoid unnecessary work. Trust me, we'll get this sorted out. The internal fuse is usually your cheapest fix. You're looking at anywhere from about 5 to 60 bucks depending on the type. Main fuses, line fuses, thermal fuses, they all serve the same basic purpose of protecting your microwave from electrical damage. You can find these at appliance parts stores or order them online. The tricky part isn't the cost, it's the safety factor. Microwaves store electrical charge even when unplugged, so there's real risk involved. If you're handy with electrical work and you've got a multimeter to test with, this is doable. Just remember, if the fuse blew, something caused it, so don't skip the detective work. Control boards are the most expensive repair, ranging from $70 to $300 depending on your model. Before ordering parts, consider this. If your microwave is over 7 years old or the repair cost exceeds half the price of a new unit, replacement might be more economical. For newer microwaves, this repair typically pays for itself. You can get these from appliance parts dealers, and installation isn't too bad if you're methodical about it. Take those photos I mentioned, label your wires if you need to, and work slowly. The boards themselves are pretty reliable once installed, so it's usually worth doing if your microwave is otherwise in good shape. Door switches are pretty reasonable, usually between 7 and 50 bucks depending on your model. These are essential safety components, so don't cheap out on aftermarket parts. Stick with OEM or quality replacements. The installation isn't too complicated, but since these are safety devices, proper alignment and testing are critical. If you're not confident about getting the door alignment right, this might be worth having someone like me handle. A misaligned door switch can be dangerous, and that's not something you want to mess around with. Now you can see right there on your screen the most common GE microwave models that run into these PF code issues. Take a look. You might even spot your own model number up there. Don't worry about memorizing all those numbers. Just check if yours matches any of the ones displayed. These models all share similar internal components, which is why they tend to have the same failure patterns. That's how you tackle the GE microwave PF code. Start simple with that clear button. Sometimes that's all you need. If the problem persists, work your way through the power supply checks before diving into internal components. Remember, microwaves can be dangerous to work on because of stored electrical charge. So if you're not comfortable with electrical repairs, there's no shame in calling a professional. If you guys know someone who's having appliance troubles, please send them the link to this video or a link to my channel where I have tons of other videos showing how to fix pretty common issues with appliances, sometimes for free or as little cost as possible. It sure beats having a repairman come out and spending several hundred for them to fix it when it could be something so simple. Which solution fixed your PF code? Drop a comment below with your microwave model and the step that worked. This helps other viewers with the same issue. If I saved you a $200 service call, smash that like button and subscribe for more money saving appliance repairs. We'll get this out to more folks who need to save some time and money. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.